Look, I mean, I'm not a very big racehorse owner, and I'm a very inexperienced racehorse owner, and I'm a social investor, if you can call it, in horses. Because I think the experience of going to a racetrack, seeing a horse run, is obviously, you know, quite an experience. But getting a racehorse that actually wins on a regular basis is something which is really, really special. So, from my point of view, Shay Shay was named after my grandson. So that to me made it an emotional event. And when Shay Shay won its very first race, in actual fact, there was an objection and it came second. And Jeff Woodruff said to me, he said, this horse is going to be special. And we went through some ups and downs. And eventually, as you know, we won quite a few races in South Africa. And Jeff came to me and said, look, there's nothing more for you here. I suggest that you go and join Mike de Kock overseas. And actually having a horse in Dubai, who would think about such a thing? How many people have had the opportunity of actually having a horse run in Dubai, you know, and win on top of it? So the first time we went to Dubai, and we were all very excited. Unfortunately, Shay Shay was first run in a year, didn't do its very best. Also was giving away 6 or 7 kilos to the horse that actually came first. And so our spirits were a bit dampened, but Mike sort of like held us up and said, listen, first race very seldom, let's see what happens next time round. And for me, the first win in Dubai, which wasn't the World Cup event, was even more special and more spectacular to me, because it was the first, and it was the first time actually that I'd won a race that I actually thought of and knew was a grade 1 race. And it wasn't a South African grade 1, it was an international race. And so this was a really special event. I mean, I even kissed Mike de Kock, and that's become sort of like my lucky charm, you know. So to me, it was so special. The build-up to the race, you know, when we won the first time was special, and the way Shay Shay won that race was spectacular. And then we came to the World Cup, and wow, I mean, one started to say, well, these people have brought these horses from America and this and that and whatever. And you sort of get doubt and whatever. We didn't get the best draw that we would have liked. But still, it was a great event. I mean, it was coming there, going to this thing, I don't know, 100,000 people at a horse race. We don't even get that here at a rugby match. And so that was exciting. And, you know, the horses lined up, and at first looked like we were not gonna make it. And then we made it. So it's a sensation that you just cannot explain to anybody. I mean, it's not like winning yourself. It's even more special than your grandson winning his first race. It's just an amazing thing. The sense of power of a horse, especially in a sprint, is just unbelievable. I mean, it's, you know, when I took this position of standing at the rail, I've never done that before, but I saw all these sheiks. Every time their horses ran, they all lined up at the rail. So I decided that must be the answer to all the one's dreams. So I went to the rail on the second race, the first time Shay Shay won in Dubai. And to see these horses come by at 60 or 70 kilometers an hour, because I mean that's what they more or less average in a sprint, is just incredible. And just to be part of that. And then, wow, you say we've got a horse that's world class, not only South Africa class, world class. It is special. But I must tell you, I've invested in probably 100 horses to get to this one. The choosing of this horse was done between Terence Millard and Jeff, and they looked at this. We bought 2 horses, and I think it was 2, maybe 3. But as I said, to me, there's no real science. I mean, maybe these guys see something that, well, I certainly wouldn't know what to look for. Yeah. But I guess it's all in the winning. You know, it's no point in saying, listen, I've got a great horse. It's got all the breeding, and everybody knows. I don't even know how Shay Shay is bred, and to me it's not really relevant. The horse is Shay Shay, and that's it. And he is what he is. Just a pity he got gelded, because gee, I could have been rich.
There's one specific question that I've been dying to ask you, and that's the analogy of business acquisitions. Bidvest has become a massive player both in South Africa and globally, and you as a businessman see something in a company that represents the ability to turn it around and to make it profitable, or to make it into something that maybe the original owner never even dreamt of. Are you saying that you entrust that ability to pick the horse to your trainer, lock, stock and barrel, and let him run with it, and you just be there for the joyride and the experience of winning and participating in this incredible journey.
As I said, I don't really know much about horses and breeding, and I'm not 100% sure that it always works. Because as I said, I bought horses for, I think once bought a horse for nearly 3 million rand, and I don't think it ever won. So it's not an exact science. I mean, you obviously need to trust the trainers. I can't compare it to a business deal, because the sensation of winning a race of this magnitude, personally, far outweighs even the best transactions that I've ever done. And it's just an amazing feel, because it's just something which is, it's not in your control. I mean, a business deal is to some degree in your control. It's some of your workings, and I'm not saying that one doesn't get a good kick out of doing something, a good deal.
Yeah.
But winning a horse race, even though it doesn't count for the same amount of money and doesn't count for anything really in one's career, is spectacular. And listen, I'm not saying everybody should go out and buy a horse, because it's a very costly exercise, and very few people, as I said, get to experience what I experienced. And I just wish more would, but unfortunately that's the nature of horses. You can buy 1,000 and get nothing,
Yeah.
and you can buy one and be brilliant. So